Hello people of the internet, I'm Joe, just another nerdy white boy, and I should probably stop calling myself boy, seeing as I turned 24 this week. Oh god, 24. That's like so old. I should start calling myself just another nerdy middle-aged white person. So because I point blank refuse to grow up, this video is all about colourful Japanese fighting monsters. And that does mean that I get to bring out the Pokemon t-shirt again. But this thing is really uncomfortable to wear. I can barely move my arms, but as long as you guys can see my nipples, that's all you care about, right? Yeah, I've read the comments. So as you can tell from the title, this video is Pokemon vs Digimon. Except it's not. That's just to get you to click on it. I'm not going to spend this video talking about which franchise was better because 1, my opinion is different to your opinion, 2, I'll be here all day, and 3, the battle has already been won. Pokemon is the second biggest selling games franchise of all time, whereas Digimon isn't. Instead, I'm going to talk about what made these two series so massively popular in the first place, the backlash they both faced, and how they got to where they are today. Now, that's a lot to cover in one video, so I'm going to split this into multiple parts. And part 1 is all about the thing every good multimedia franchise needs: an animated TV series. Cast your mind back to the late 90s. A simpler time where people were less concerned with looking cool or listening to anything credible. The Spice Girls were still dominating, Aqua was still a thing, teen icons look like this, and not this, while people look like this. And of course the world was introduced to everyone's favourite film character. The Pokemon anime started on April 1st, 1997 in Japan, and came to America on September 8th, 1998, and the UK on a Tuesday. While Digimon debuted in Japan on March 7th, 1999, in the US on August 14th, 1999, and about 20 past 4 in the morning on British TV. And both were massive. Both had comedy, action, and kick-ass music. In fact, let's take a quick listen.
Pokémon to understand the power that's inside. Pokémon gotta catch us all and me. I know it's my destiny. Pokémon, oh, you're my best friend. In a world we must defend.
When you get down to it, however, the shows were very different. Pokemon was more of a serial. Most of the episodes were self-contained, and they followed a strict formula. Ash and his travelling companions go to a new town, meet some people.
Surrender now or prepare to fight.
They fight. Say goodbye to friends, to be continued. There were lots of positive moral messages about helping others and doing the right thing, and the focus was clearly on zany comedy over action. It was easy to watch, and new viewers didn't need to have seen every episode up to that point. In fact, you were encouraged to watch episodes to the end or record them on VHS, remember those? So that you could learn the songs, especially the Poker rap. No, I'm not gonna do it. Maybe for a subscriber special down the line, but not today. Digimon followed a more typical drama series structure, so episodes would roll over into each other and the characters developed a lot more. There were complex relationships not only between the kids and their Digimon, but their parents too. Like, there was divorce and parents living apart from each other and the kids dealing with that. The focus was a lot more action and drama heavy, meaning that Digimon was harder to get into, but at the same time, a more rewarding watch. And I think those differences set it apart from Pokemon and helped it succeed. So where did things go wrong? Pokemon carried on fine for a while, like you probably had a few Gen 1ers who stopped watching after Series 1, but I don't think it was until late Johto or early Hoenn that people really started switching off. The movies are a good example to back this up because it was around this time they stopped coming out in cinemas and went straight to DVD. It wasn't just the anime, but the whole franchise that experienced a backlash during this time, which is something I'll talk about more next week, but in a nutshell, people felt nothing was really changing. The whole episode started with Ash leaving Misty and all his Pokemon bar Pikachu behind, but apart from that, everything just stayed the same. To this day, the Pokemon anime is still following the same formula. Ash and his travelling companions go to a new town, meet some new people.
Surrender now or prepare to fight.
They fight to be continued. Sure, there's been some strong stories played out over time, but the wackier humour has been dialed down and the music is nowhere near as good. They don't even do the jukebox songs the Poké Rap anymore. There was a big hoo-ha about 10 years ago over the entire 4Kids voice cast being replaced, but apart from that, it's just been business as usual. The show still aired on the bigger channels, but naturally as time went on, there were newer shows that were getting all the attention. Oh, yeah, and Ash hasn't even aged. But he has teeth now, so that's something, right? If Pokemon's problem was that they didn't change anything, let's look at Digimon, where the problem was that they changed things way too much. After following the same group for the first 2 seasons, the creators jettisoned not only the main cast, but the entire continuity. That's a risky thing to do, and yeah, that's Digimon's thing. Tamers took the whole hard to get into but more rewarding thing to a whole new level. This was a grown-up, mature show, but I think that when kids are just about to hit their teens, they think mature equals swearing, blood, guns, and genitals. Digimon Tamers was mature in that it was a slow burner. It was very moody. There was a frosty atmosphere to begin with. And sadly, that turned a lot of people off before the show even got going. After Tamers, the slate was wiped clean again for Digimon Frontier. The show tried to go back to basics with kids in the digital world, but fans didn't take well to replacing the partner Digimon, who were characters in their own right, with the kids just turning into Digimon. It probably didn't help either that they got rid of the theme too. Trust me, it's important. Maybe the show would have been successful in the UK, but we'll never know since the rights apparently got lost when Fox Kids became Jetix. Following Frontier, the anime went on a worldwide hiatus for about 4 years, which in terms of kids TV is a long time to be away. Digimon Data Squad was another experimental series with a different art style, an older cast, and a working for the government secret agent type premise. Fans didn't really like this one. It didn't do grown up as well as Tamers did, and it's mostly just seen as a meh anime, despite the fact the main character punches Digimon in the face. Also, the theme tune really sucks. Digimon Fusion is a current season, and once again it's back to basics. Only this time, there's been a real push to get Digimon back into the spotlight. In the US, Fusion airs on Nickelodeon, who have got DBZ Kai and new Power Rangers because your childhood has not ended. And in the UK, CITV is showing Digimon for the first time since they tried 4 episodes of Tamers and decided that they hated it. Must be the theme tune. Once Fusion wraps up with a big event that brings back all the old characters, we're gonna get something called Digimon Adventure Tri, which is the original cast but older. Who knows how well it will do at this point, but with our current appetite for 90s revival, it could just be what Digimon needs. Meanwhile, the Pokemon anime will probably continue forever, and Ash will still be 10. So that's my comparison of the Pokemon and Digimon anime. Come back next week when an older and wiser me will be talking about the other main aspect of these series, the video games. Word to your mother. So cool.
Gary has something that he wants to say to you.
Misty, you know you're the only Pokemon trainer for me, and I want to spend every day and night with you from now on.
You do?
Well, apart from Saturdays when I will be with Jessie, of course.
Oh, you did it!